I think what I'll do is get started with some introductions. Welcome to the Healthy Urban Tree Canopy Grant Program, Program Year 2024 Awards Reimbursement Workshop and Awards Policies Workshop. And first and foremost, I want to congratulate you all on your applications, this much needed work. Many of you know me and have spoke with me. My name is Allison Ball, and this is my second to last day at Cuyahoga County Planning Commission. So you will be working with Maureen over here, so I'll let her introduce herself. Before after introductions, I just want to go through the awards list and make sure that everybody is here. So.
Okay, my name's Maureen Riley. I'm a planner with the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission.
Other staff, Kristen, will throw it to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Hall. I'm the Executive Director of Cuyahoga Soil and Water Conservation District. We do the tree planting inspections for this program, among other things. Jared Bartley is our Deputy Director, and fortunately for him, is on vacation, but he is not joining us today. So he will be another member of our team working on this project.
And all the way over.
Sorry, Susan Infeld. I've talked to some of you in the past about reimbursement issues. So, and I might be talking to some of you again if you have open 2023 HUTC projects.
Well, they can't. They wouldn't have been eligible.
Oh, that's
so.
true. Yeah. You're right. So.
And then Annette and Jennifer are also on here. So if you can introduce yourselves before we move on.
Okay, I'm Annette. I'm a business services assistant, and I just support anything Maureen's doing on this project.
Great. And Jennifer Carafa might be on in the background, but
yeah, that's true. I'm in the background today. I am the behind the scenes person that take your final executed contracts and work with Annette to process and make your reimbursement payments. So, thank you.
So I will say Annette and Jennifer are some of the most important people on this call because they are the ones that gatekeep your reimbursement. So
it's a team effort. We can gatekeep together.
Yes.
So
a lot of this PowerPoint will go through exactly what you need to make sure that they get your reimbursements processed in an orderly fashion.
Great. And so the next thing that I'd like to do is just go through the award winners, as this is a requirement for getting your contracts approved. So either raise your hand or unmute your mic and note your presence. So we have Northwest Neighborhoods CDC.
Here.
Great, thanks. Downtown Cleveland Alliance.
I'm here. Thanks so much.
Great, thank you. Parma Heights. Okay, Parma Heights will come back to you. You get an extra chance. City of Brooklyn.
Here.
Great, thanks. Cleveland Metro Parks. I see you, Kristen. Thanks for turning on your camera.
And I'm here and listening.
Great. Donebrook Watershed Partnership. Donebrook Watershed Partnership. University Circle Incorporated.
I am here.
City of Bedford. This is not a great turnout for a mandatory thing. City of Parma. Paul Schley, I saw your name. Yep, there he is. In the chat. City of Brook Park.
Paul Marnichek, present.
Thank you. Brooklyn Heights.
Hello?
Brooklyn.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Thank you.
And who is that chiming in?
Joe Blados,
Oh,
the Village
okay,
of Brooklyn Heights.
good, thank you, because I see the city of Parma Heights, are you on? I think I just saw you. Yep,
Joe,
good.
Joe Sivas put in the chat that he's here.
Okay, great, thanks. City of Bay Village,
John Rostesh for Bay Village here.
great. City of Independence,
Jessica Heiser here from the City of Independence.
great. Lakeview Cemetery Foundation,
Kevin McNally here from Lakeview.
excellent. Jefferson Puritas, I think I saw Austin in here.
Mhm.
Yep,
I'm here.
yep, great. And then City of Lyndhurst. Tom Morgan, I see you in there. Olmsted Township. I think there's more chats if you. can-
Yeah, Gary said.
We're
here.
present, Eric Williams, Olmsted Township.
Oh, great. And then Fairview Park.
Yep, Megan Otter here.
Excellent. And did Cleveland Heights make it at all? They are eligible for partial. We'll follow up with them because they are below the red line. So who was I waiting for? That Downtown Cleveland Alliance, are you here yet?
I'm sorry, I'm here. I thought you had me down after you said
Okay.
me, but
Great.
I'm here. Thank you.
Yep, no, I didn't see that. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Excellent. We appreciate your time. And this is super important. And some of you that are previous award winners, everything is new this year because everything is going to be through the Neighborly. And I am going to turn this presentation over to the new coordinator for the Healthy Urban Tree Canopy. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, Kevin.
Just do the alt tab until you get. Just hold down alt.
Ooh.
That's good.
All right, can you guys see this?
Right now I'm seeing the title page.
Yes, that's good. All right. All right, and if you can't, do you guys see the
Agenda?
agenda? Awesome. All right, so we went over welcome and introductions. We'll do an overview of PY 2024, as well as your next steps, which are the project agreement and W9, draw requests and quarterly reports, project monitoring by Cuyahoga Soil and Water, project acknowledgement, program change request forms and project closeout forms, and then a Q&A. And if we have time, we will try to do a live demo of Neighborly. All right, in program year 2024, the Healthy Urban Tree Canopy received 23 applications, resulting in a total of $1.2 million in funding requests, thanks to assistance from Cleveland Tree Coalition. The top 19 ranked projects will be awarded the funding. This round of grant program brings the county's total investment in its tree canopy to over $5 million, and approximately 1,500 trees will be planted during this fifth round, which will bring the total number of trees planted to over 13,000. Here is a map of the 2024 grant program recipients. There are various municipalities, neighborhoods, and nonprofit organizations throughout Cuyahoga County that are receiving funding. So your project was awarded funds. What are the next steps? So project agreement in W9, draw requests and reporting, monitoring of projects by Cuyahoga Soil and Water, project acknowledgement, program change request, and project closeout. Here is an example of what your project agreement looks like. Almost all of you should have gotten an email from me on Friday with your project agreement. I know there's maybe 4 of you that haven't. That's okay. In the past, we sent this information out for the grantees to fill out. This year, it was done automatically through Neighborly. So if someone else from your organization needs to sign this, please email me and Annette, and we will get you a new copy with the correct name on it, and then we will send that out to you. So your project agreement must be signed by the grantee and executed within 60 days of the award announcement. and the awards were announced on July 18th. And this must be uploaded in the Neighborly platform under the Documents tabs. If your project agreement is not signed by September 16th, your award will be rescinded. Your next step would be to then send us a current W-9 signed within the last 3 months. And if you have a planting plan and specifications, that also must be uploaded into Neighborly under the Documents tab. So when you go to submit your project agreement, you will go over to the left on the Documents, click on the Documents tab, and then click Upload File in the top right-hand corner. So your draw requests. Formally, we refer to these as reimbursement requests. However, in Neighborly, they're called draw requests. So just to keep the same language, we're going to refer to them as draw requests. You have up to 4, and all of them will be submitted through Neighborly. Draw requests will be processed by the county as received, and you can expect payment in 45 to 60 days after they are approved, so not after they're submitted. When you go to submit a draw request, you'll click on the Draw Request tab on the left side panel, and then go over to the center and hit Add a Draw. When you select Add a Draw, this pop-up box will appear. The contractor will be your organization, and that should automatically populate. And the request date will be the day that you are filling out the request, and you will have to enter a description. You can change your description as you proceed further. However, to go further and click Add, you do have to enter in a description. It will not let you go any further. So when you select Add, this is what your page will look like. Like I said, you can edit your description underneath Summary in that text box. So underneath Details, you will see the breakdown of your different funding categories as they were submitted in your application. We just took everything that was in your application and moved it right over here. To the right, underneath Amount Requested, that's where you're going to enter the amount that you are requesting in that specific draw request. And it will show you your remaining balance in each category, as well as your completion rate as you continue to make draw requests. Underneath documentation, this is where you will upload your supporting documentation. There is no limit to how many documents that you can upload. However, in order to submit your draw request, you must upload documentation. It will not allow you to proceed further or hit the submit button if nothing is uploaded. So if you attempt to submit your draw request without any documentation, this message will appear and it'll send you just right back to the previous page. So what is supporting documentation? They are invoices from contractors, any receipts that align with your expenses in your project budget, proof of payment, canceled checks, statements of goods and receipts showing a $0 balance. If you're requesting a reimbursement for any personnel, we will need timesheets showing the hours worked and their hourly rate. We'll need the account for your matching funds pledge, the itemize the matching funds in the draw request, and include any supporting documentation as well. Provide payroll records showing the hours worked. If you can't do that, we will accept a signed and dated letter signed by your fiscal officer. And this also applies to your match funding. We're going to go over that as we proceed. There's 2 different types of reports that you will have to fill out. Here are some additional examples. Like I said, receipts, invoices, a canceled check. If you are submitting a receipt with multiple line items, please highlight the ones that are applicable to your draw request. It makes it really easy on our end. Here are some more examples of supporting documentation. After you have uploaded all of your supporting documentation, you will then submit your draw request. A confirmation box will appear. It'll ask you to proceed. You'll hit proceed, and then afterwards, this second text box will appear and tell you that your draw request was submitted successfully. So your reports. You have 2 reports that are required of you. First is your match funds report that is due with each draw request. And then you have your progress reports. Those are due quarterly. All reports will be uploaded in the Neighborly platform under the Reports tab, and you will receive an email from Neighborly when the reports are available. So this is what your screen will look like under the Reports tab. This first report is your match funds. You will see the date range, the date of it's available, as well as its due date and the status. So if it's not available, it'll say not available. If you're currently working in it, it'll say in progress. If you haven't started but it's available, it'll say available now. To start your report, underneath the Action tab, you'll click on the 3 dots that correspond with that report. So part 1 of your match funds report is just simply putting in how much of your match funds that you will be using.
Please note that even though this slide says match this month, yours will say match this draw.
Okay. And part 2 is your narrative and supporting documents. You'll describe your accomplishments and any barriers that you face that quarter, and any other details may be worth noting. Underneath documentation, this is where you'll upload your supporting documents to support your match report. And your submit tab. This is just the last tab for you to complete your electronic signature, stating that everything is true and accurate. After you submit your match funds report, if you need to get back into it to make any changes, you will need to reach out to me and I will need to reopen that report for you. So your second report is your quarterly progress report. Same thing as before, it'll show you your date range, the available date, its due date, and its status. And same thing, when you want to start it, underneath action, you'll click the 3 little dots to start your report. So part 1 is your work plan for the quarter. These questions are based off of the previous program years. There's a total of 9 questions. You will answer all of the questions and click complete and continue. If you are unable to start and finish your work plan, you can save and come back. Just like when you filled out the application, you can log in and log out and pick up where you left off. If you do try to complete and continue without answering all of the questions or uploading the supporting documentation, it will like physically block you from being able to hit the button. A little like X will appear. Part 2 is your narrative and supporting documents. Same thing as your match funds report. You'll describe your accomplishments, any barriers, any other noteworthy events that you faced. And underneath documentation, you'll upload your supporting documents. So examples that you might be able that might be able to support this report would be any photos and pictures, maybe a copy of a tree plan that you had, any social media post, an e-newsletter or a physical newsletter. You can upload that to support your request. And part 3 is your submit tab. Again, just like the match funds report, just your electronic signature stating everything is true and accurate. And then you hit save. And same thing as before, if you need to get back in for any reason, just reach out to me and I'll open this back up for you. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Kristen from Soil and Water, and she's going to go over project monitoring.
Thank you, Maureen. Appreciate that. Just a quick reminder to everyone, if you do have any questions, please use the chat box to drop those in there. We'll do our best to answer those either at the end of each section or at the very end once we're completed. So, part of Cuyahoga Soil and Water's role in this project is inspecting the trees once they've been planted, as well as looking at tree plans and potential planting locations that are identified if you are doing a planning project. Those of you who have been previous HUTC recipients, I know there are many on the call here, know that it is very important for us to make sure that our trees survive. We are making very significant investments in what is very critical infrastructure in our communities. So it is important that we make sure those trees are planted the right way. We're very thankful. We do have a lot of good contractors that have worked on these projects, as well as municipal service staff as well. So we've been, I think overall, we've seen a lot of really great success, and a lot of our tree planters are doing it the right way. But that doesn't mean we're not going to keep inspecting those in the future. So some of this may be a refresher for you, but it is always helpful to go over. If you do have any urban forestry plans, they do need to get submitted to us for final approval. Jared Bartley, who I mentioned earlier, will be the person that you send those to. His contact information is here, and I'll include that in the chat briefly once we're finished as well. As we noted, and as part of your grant agreement, any plans must include specific sites for future plantings. That will be something that we are looking for in those plans to make sure that there is a path forward in the planning efforts that you're working through. If the plan is not approved by us, you will not get reimbursement through that. And we are going to work with planning to figure out where in the neighborly portal that makes the most sense, or if we'll be doing that offline. So either way, please make sure you're submitting that information to us. And then if there are any questions, even before you get to that planning stage, if you're issuing an RFP or want us to take a look at contracts, that's what we're here for. We want to make sure that you're entering agreements that are going to be beneficial for your communities, but also in line with what we're looking to do here at the Healthy Urban Tree Canopy program. We can go to the next slide, please. So a lot of what we're looking for in the plans, you can see some examples. I'm sure we're more than happy to share some of those as well. I think getting assessments of what your landscape looks like in your community as it relates to the trees, areas for potential planting, maintenance requirements. Maintenance is continuing to be a bigger focus of this program, as you have probably seen over the years. It was something that we previously did not fund before. So I think these are some examples, and you can go to the next slide. I think this will be helpful. So when it comes to the plantings, that is where we really are getting out there to make sure that we are seeing the trees going into the ground, having some communication with your contractors. We are expecting that the planting locations that you have either submitted through your grant or submit as part of once you are ready to move forward, will be where those trees are going to go. We ask that you please contact us with no less than 72 hours notice in order for us to come take a look at your trees. We do have other work that we are trying to tackle, so it's helpful to be able to plan accordingly and make sure our staff is able to get out there. We would love to talk with any of the on-site supervisors where we can. And again, just really want to emphasize the more notice, the better. It's helpful for us to be able to plan accordingly and also adjust if we do have, say, bad weather days that when you are planning to plant. It is a lot more challenging if you move forward with planting, we come back later and find that something was not planted correctly. You as the grantee will be responsible for amending whatever that is. So it's very imperative to make sure that we know ahead of time and we can be there. We typically will stay and inspect any of the trees that have been planted or watch a couple of trees get planted, just to have confidence that your contractor is going to be doing that correctly for the full volume of trees that are part of your grant. Next slide. we will not approve them if they are not in accordance with the specifications that we're looking for. I believe we might have a slide after this on those details. You can find additional information. I will need to make sure I update that website, Maureen. I said I didn't need to look at these, and that would have been beneficial. Well, I think in any follow-up, I'll make sure to get you details there. And as I noted, any replanting costs are going to be the responsibility of your community or your contractor. So as I noted earlier, again, looking at the contracts, we highly encourage, if you can, if you're having a third party do the planting, if there's a way to include a warranty, a 1-year warranty. So if your tree does not survive after 1 year of planting, the contractor will be responsible for replacing that tree. We found that to be very beneficial, and I know a number of communities have utilized that as well. You can go to the next slide, and I think that might be it. I highly recommend, looking at either ISA, the Cleveland Tree Plan also has some details on proper planting. Just a quick high level overview of some of the things that we're looking for. And I know many of you on this call, this is nothing new. But first and foremost, we want to make sure that the tree is getting planted to the right depth and that those holes are dug appropriately, both depth and width. Making sure that any wire cages, burlap, containers, etc., are fully removed, even from the bottom. We want to give that root structure as much opportunity as possible to branch out and prevent any potential girdling roots, etc. Once we get the tree in there, making sure that it's as level as possible with the ground around it, filling in with the soil as needed, and then staking as needed as well. I think we're seeing, especially in recent years, a little bit of mixed feelings as it relates to staking. So if that's something that was included though as part of your application, we'll be looking for that as well and making sure that the stakes are planted correctly. Maureen, I can send you some follow-up info with some updated links afterwards just to share with applicants. Again, many of you have done this before, but if you are new to it, the biggest thing is if we aren't planting our trees correctly, we're not giving them the chance to survive and really provide that canopy, which is the main goal of this program. I think that might be it. You can go to the next slide. But, oh no, let's get mulch. Where your applications require mulch, we are going to be looking for proper mulch application. So that's where it's going to be surrounding the tree, but not volcanoing the tree. I think many of us know volcano mulch is not beneficial to our trees. It may look like that's how it's supposed to go, but eventually it will start to look really wrong to you. So that will be something that we're looking for, and or if that is not done correctly, we will be asking your community and or contractors to amend it.
I think that's your last one, Kristen.
All right, perfect.
Oh, thank you. All right, project acknowledgement. Allison's gonna go over this for us.
Right, so again, these are public dollars that county council approves in the budget. And so your organization is required to acknowledge the Healthy Urban Tree Canopy Grant Program in social media and in any kind of outreach. And this is really important one for your residents to know where this funding is coming from, and two, to show the support that the county is giving to you and hopefully keeps giving to you. Again, just to show that that we're working together to increase the canopy. And there's all kinds of ways that you can share that the county is helping you. Next slide. So it must include at a minimum the logo and the credit line, the organization supported in part by the residents of Cuyahoga County through the grant. And we have all of this on the Cuyahoga County Healthy Urban Tree Canopy website or web pages, but in your website, social media, event programs, educational materials, promotional materials, research papers, media interviews, signage, annual reports, benefits, events, and fundraising. Again, we want this to continue through the years, and by you acknowledging where you're getting this, it just helps. So thank you.
Okay, program change request form. If you need to change your project for any reason throughout the duration of the contract period, you will need to submit a program change request form. Some examples, maybe you need to change your budget, maybe you need more money in personnel versus equipment or vice versa. Maybe you need to change your schedule or there's a scope change. This is what you will need to fill out. This form is going to be uploaded into Neighborly. It's not up in there quite yet. We're still, working through some tweaks. This is new to you guys, it's new to us, so don't worry, it will be up there shortly. So your project closeout form. Once you have completed your project, you will complete this form. You will provide a summary report that includes a narrative of some project highlights, maybe how many trees were planted and maintained, or new sites that were identified for future plantings. And then lastly, you will provide a summary of the proposed post-grant activity, excuse me. And also if you do not use all of your funds that were awarded or you don't expect to use them, you will also need to explain why in this form. This form will also be uploaded into Neighborly shortly, so don't worry quite yet. I will let you guys know when both of these forms are uploaded. So your project closeout form, this must be completed within 90 days after the project closeout date. And you also will upload or submit your final draw request, your final quarterly progress report, and the HUTC project location form. I will talk about this in the next slide, don't worry. So all three of these need to be completed as well as the project closeout form. And then we will follow up with some annual reporting after your project closes within the next, is it a year after?
I think it's gonna come actually at the end of the program year.
Program
So
year.
the PY 2023, we're gonna reach out to them in December of 24, January of 25, after, again, just following up this program. Like Kristen said, it's not about planting trees, it's about growing trees, it's about preserving canopy. And we are at a point where we need to have data to show the county council that their investment is working and that the trees are growing and staying and thriving.
Okay, so your project location form. This helps us track and map out where all of your various projects were completed. This helps us with mapping the activities and using this data. So this is a sample sheet of what information is needed. Just FYI, under location data, we only need one of the three, either the address or the parcel ID or the latitude and longitude. So this form will also be uploaded into Neighborly. Don't worry quite yet. I will let you guys know when it is up there. And so this second sheet is the data entry. That previous one was just a sample to give you guys an idea of what we are looking for when you fill this out. So again, don't worry, it's going to be up in Neighborly.
This will probably remain an Excel program so that we can just export the data right to work with our GIS professionals and department for mapping purposes.
Mm-hmm. I will upload it into the documents tab though, so that you guys have it. Okay, technical support. When you are using Neighborly, if you need any assistance that's not related to us or the program, it's specifically related to Neighborly. There is this little small question mark in the bottom right-hand corner. Click on that and this little help box will pop up. Use that at any time. Maybe you forgot your password or there's like a glitch in the system or something. We have used it ourselves. It's very helpful. They get back to you
24, 48 hours.
Yeah, they are very helpful. We've used it like twice so
It's
far.
more than
Well,
twice.
yeah, I have. So Allison's used it. It's great. So
Yep.
don't be afraid to use that. Or reach out to us. We can sort of try to help you, but they're the best ones. Okay, so what time are we at? 2:40? Should we?
Maureen,
Yeah.
one of the questions I got in the chat is what are the due dates for the quarterly reports?
The due dates for the quarterly reports will be uploaded as we get the contracts they'll be uploaded when we get the contracts in, so it'll be as a part of your case file. So you'll be able to look that up.
So what I just heard is they will be unique to each applicant based on.
Well,
it's
they're gonna
done
be,
or-
it's usually 2 weeks after the quarter, so
Okay.
it's not gonna be unique to each one, but basically, the next quarter ends, September 30th, so October 15th. What we do appreciate about Neighborly is that if there is a deadline for something and you don't hand it in, we'll be able to follow up, and Neighborly will send you, hey, this is due. Hey, this is due. Hey, this is due. And if you find that annoying, you'll submit your your late documents. That's the beauty of Neighborly.
Were there any more questions, Kristen? Sorry, we cannot see the chat the way we have the PowerPoint pulled up.
Not that I'm seeing, no.
Okay,
Okay.
should we do a
Yep.
live?
Yeah.
All right. Mhm. Oh crap.
All right. Screen sharing
It
has
stopped.
stopped.
All right.
Wait.
No, let me log in first.
No, we're. You have to do it over here. Participant. I would do the test. No, I would go back to the Parma one, maybe.
Parma, you're our lucky guinea pig. Sorry, we are using you. All right.
So in Parma, as this was a test, it might not reflect what is actually yes.
In yours.
So
This is a test for us. Okay, can you guys see this Neighborly screen?
can we get a
Yes.
thumbs up from somebody? Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. Thanks, Annette.
Okay, so submitting your draw request. You'll go to draw request over on the left-hand side. And then you'll click add a draw. So then, like I said, City of Parma just automatically pops up. We have today's date. You'll enter a description. We'll put first draw request. And then click add. All right, and here's our screen. So for trees, what should we put in? What do they have? Put $5,000. So then you'll see the new completion rate at 11%.
So, and if you're wondering what the trees are, you see that little bubble next to it? Various species, 2.5-inch caliber burlap. So again, we went right through the submitted grant budget request from section B1 of your application. And again, for some of you, we reached out if it's changed or wasn't quite exactly the same. But yeah, and then we built your budgets for your project that's unique. And again, your tree planting including, so that for this one, this is including your staking, digging, guying, and deer protection. We need to see, and in the past, some of the costs have come back and we're like, what line item does this match to? And so now you're going to be showing us what line item you're drawing down from. So you can add more to that summary. And as always, this is a reimbursement grant, so that proof of payment, you'll need to upload those files.
Then it'll give you a total. So there's a total $24,000. You're at a completion rate of 22%. So it'll give you a total as well as for each line item. Let's see, what can I upload?
You can upload a cat picture, but you will not be reimbursed, nor would we appreciate that. But again, you know, so now we can submit because we did something.
So yeah, it'll give you a
Yep.
confirmation, hit proceed, and then confirm. All right, so, and then it'll tell you the time and date that it was submitted.
So in the administrator portal, then it will go through 3 levels of approval. And then, and some of you as applicants did receive tasks from Neighborly. So if we need to find more information, there'll be a task email sent to you, and everything will be done through Neighborly.
So when you go to complete your reports, you'll click your reports tab on the left. You have match funds, and then this will change to quarterly progress reports. Right now it just says reports. So let's see. So then go over underneath action, click the 3 dots. In progress. Oh, when it's in progress, excuse me, you can just click on it. Here, let me show you that again. If you are already in progress, you can just click right on the gray bar. All right, so part 1 is your work plan. There's 9 questions. So name of supervisor.
It's not
working.
There you go.
Well, it's not letting me type, but it'll let me put numbers in. All right, are there any activities to report this quarter? If you say yes or no, if you say yes, you'll hit add a row, and then you'll add that activity. And then any photographs, attach any project site photos. You'll hit upload file, add your files. And then if you are at your closeout, you'll upload your closeout report. So like if this was your last quarterly report, this is where you would upload your closeout report. And then we can hit save. And then if you want to come back in at a later date, all your stuff will be saved and you can keep going from there. Here's your documents tab where all your documents are uploaded. And then when you go to draw requests, it'll show you if you've submitted a new draw. So there's the one I just submitted a couple minutes ago.
Is the match, can you show them the match report on?
Chatney must have deleted it when she was working in it yesterday.
So the match report, it will again reflect section B2 of your application. So this one must have done that. So again, you'll press the action like was demonstrated in the
Yeah.
slides.
It'll look just like this, just for your match funds.
So, and I'm sure after the first, groups of these coming through, we
Mhm.
just keep an FAQ going if
Yeah.
there's some frequently asked questions.
Right. Mhm.
So,
It's not only new for you guys, it's new for us too. So there's kinks that we're all trying to work out. Anything else?
Except
Alicia?
just to confirm, we have been working in it, so,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, yeah,
Mhm.
we know who to call to get the fast answers. And there's enough of us that we can ask each other, so we're not total noobs.
Oh, no.
I will also add that the Department of Development is working with Neighborly. So those of you that are going to be applying for development funds, you are going to be ahead of the curve. So in some ways, they'll have a couple of different nuances, but it's a very helpful system. And once you get in it and start using it, it does become user friendly after you get used to it. And I think you will enjoy it better than the previous ways. So I would go back to the Q&A, see if we can get back to Zoom and see if there's any questions.
There's 7 things in the chat.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of it is people that were saying here.
Oh,
Okay.
Let's see.
Will we be
I'm
just,
not seeing any more in the chat.
So Matt, Maureen and Sarah Tilley will be reaching out to those that are funded by HUDSI and the Cleveland Tree Coalition. Separately, Sarah is the new director. I think today is her 7th or 8th day on the job. So we're still coordinating with her and Elizabeth. But yes, we recognize that your next steps are coming through, and we will be definitely Maureen and Sarah will definitely be following up with you.
Susan and I are actually meeting with them on Thursday. So this Thursday we'll be meeting with them to discuss those. So don't worry.
That's great. Thank you both.
Okay. Is that it? Are there any other questions?
And I'm happy to stick around if there are folks that maybe don't want to ask those questions in front of everyone, but I guess only if planning is willing to.
Yeah, we're willing, and I just want to congratulate you all again, and again, thanks for your commitment to Tree Canopy and also to working in Neighborly.
Jennifer, Annette, anything to add on the administrative end?
All right.
I will say that our hope is that this new platform helps reconcile or flag any math errors or issues. And as Allison said, that it helps you really see what your approved line item budget items are so that you can line them up for us. And then that ultimately translates in a faster reimbursement check back to you.
Yep.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Happy planting, planning, or maintenance, everyone.